Working on that overall is going to be taken.
Excuse me.
So they're
Just
Supposed to, I believe.
yeah, the hearing too. Oh, okay.
That's what I forgot. Calculator. Oh, God.
so we put in their total is 20,030 in the tentative. We took the Civic Taco Brown already.
Okay. So, for purposes of these sheets, NFPA, looks like ICC, code classes, meals, supplies, radios, tablets. So those two are taken correct.
Absolutely great.
Joe, said ask for.
I never turn mine on.
Do you want me to?
This is what I want to see.
Nice.
We don't have a new sheet with those.
I mean, I took the signs that I have from my neighbors and I. We had 6 on all of our properties. I took 2 from each. Thank you. I took 2 from each. So I have 6 to give him. I think Dwight may have a few to give.
He gave us some.
Okay.
I put them all up today.
Sunglasses.
You hear me?
Like 20 minutes it'll be.
You guys do have the
Hi.
I put all those signs up today.
folks that are talking. You're where you're at.
Awesome.
Yes, sir.
We need
Thank
more.
you.
I mean, I basically did like the main areas.
Sir? Nice to see you.
I pulled out
Right from
the
work.
24.1 so that we can reference that personally.
You know what, dude? I'm gonna sit over here, but I'm gonna steal the cushion chair. So you have room. We'll all have room now. And then I won't have a metal chair.
And also they have is the 3620, correct? All right, no stand.
Thank you. Sorry, everyone.
Away.
Come on.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America, to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. All right, thank you. If you do have cell phones, please turn them down. Apologize if you see kids. No, that's not mine.
That's what.
It's yours. Doesn't matter. No, I mean, I don't remember this. All right. If you could, Sarah, take roll call.
Sure. Councilman Bazio?
Yeah.
Councilman O'Flaherty?
Present.
Councilman Hoppenstead?
Here.
And Supervisor DePio?
Present. All right. We are on safety. It's A3620. Keeping in mind that the point 1 is union positions, titles, I should say. So both of those positions are going to remain at the salary until it's negotiated.
I have the numbers from last year, what was put in the budget, so you might want to go back.
You want to read those numbers?
Yep. So building inspector would be 23 hours at $27.47 an hour for a total of to $854.12.
Okay, and the fire inspector?
Would be 17 hours at $24.55 an hour for the total of $21,702.20. And then the total personnel would be $54,556.32.
And just so we double check that.
21702.20. If everyone could speak up a little, please.
And the total
Thank you.
does come out to 5455632.
Correct.
Okay, on your contractual, you're going to see the first line, the civic note, that's been taken out.
Well, you can't take that Civic Gov out because you still have to pay that annual. Because they would still keep, if they get the new software, they would still keep the old software until
To transfer over, correct.
which I'm
not sure how that's going to run because obviously we're going to cancel it. I would assume 3, maybe 6 months afterwards, like half a year, but we really don't know.
I don't know. Yeah.
So we will leave that in. So the first line is your civic.gov. It's the current software we're talking about that they're utilizing. It's $13,331.85.
Okay.
So eventually, what I'm saying, a little bit of confusion here, is they have requested to change over to a software called Municity, and it is a savings, but not the initial setup. It'll be a savings after the first year, and I believe that contract. I'll make sure that you guys get copies of that and what they're requesting. The savings actually comes when you're redoing it in the next year and the following year. And it's also a software that not only that the building department can utilize, it's a software that other departments can utilize as well. And it kind of saves a lot of time. It links in with not only the building inspectors, but I think there's a certain aspect that the town clerks can utilize onto there, the zoning board, planning board, and
Assessing.
really it's going to extremely help the assessor.
So it'll streamline all these departments to kind of
Yeah, it brings things
on
up to
one
date.
database.
Basically, yes. So, and again, I'll make sure that you folks get that. NFPA 2024 was $950. The request is to remain the same at $950. ICC, which is standards, are $800 was the request in 2024, and $800 is proposed for 2025. Codes classes. These codes classes are annual hours that code enforcement officials have to achieve to keep their license and their certifications, I should say. And that request is $1,100, and budgeted in 24 was $1,100. Mileage and meals, $500 was budgeted in 2024. And if you look at the line for the year to date, nothing has been filed there because the classes are coming up, and that's going to be in November. So it says not until November, but it's going to show that we're going to utilize that money going back and forth to those code classes that are required. The proposed budget for 2025 is going to be $500. That remains the same. Supplies and uniforms. Supplies and uniforms for 2024 is $1,100. Year to date, we only spent $590.87. The request is a $400 increase to $1,500 for 2025. Keep in mind that 2025 we're going to have a new employee. So we've had 2 employees, and we've had the pleasure of them having the uniforms that they had, maybe not needing or requiring, quite a large amount of uniforms in the calendar year. But in anticipation of a new employee coming, we don't know what that looks like. So my myself, I'm okay with the 1,500. You folks tell me what how your thoughts are.
Well, somebody coming in new, he's going to need more stuff, so.
Good. Is there anybody not okay or have suggestions with that increase to the $1,500?
Well, I'm just saying if it's 550, take the 1,100. That's eating up 2 employees. Basically, right? You said you're adding a third.
Well, 1,100 was the request.
Okay.
Okay, and up to the year to date, which was back in September, I believe. Correct, Tiffany? The end of August, September that this was brought up.
Mm-hmm.
They have $590.87 expended. Can you tell if anything else has come in since then?
Actually, I have their point for it.
What I was going to say was if it's approximately 550 per employee, you probably have to gross that number up from 15 to 16.
Well, no,
I'm just saying.
Ed is a resignation, so we're not going to have 3. We have to hire one new to replace.
And Ed just got his uniform.
Okay. Gotcha.
Yeah. So, that being said, $1,500, that was my anticipation for having a new employee. Not having anything as opposed to just adding items.
Adding stuff in.
Word or what have you. So, good with that? Mm-hmm. Okay, so supplies and uniforms, proposed budget 2025, $1,500. Nicomco radios, and it says in 2024 it was $960 budgeted for cell phones, and that was a reimbursement. And we did make a change throughout 2024. We went to radios, and instead of paying stipends on personal cell phones for use, we ended up switching over at having cost savings. And actually, not only a cost savings, but it's a better safety tool because now the communication was good for any place within the tent. And the request actually went down to $888, and I myself, I'm okay with that. You folks tell me how you feel.
That's good.
Good.
Saving money, so.
Yep. Tablets was budgeted in 2024 and requested $960.
The New York Comco thing, that was the used Motorola things that we bought?
Yes, that's where we ended up getting it from. Yep. So that's New York Communications. Tablets was $960 in 2024, and the request is for the same for 2025, $960. And that has to do with or your licensing and rentals and all that stuff. Software Municity, that's the one that we can take out, correct?
Which we did. We ended up taking that out in the
But I just want to make sure that we take it out in our books so that it doesn't reflect that because it does still show up. So if we do the math on the total request under contractual .4s,
And back out the municipality?
yes,
20029.85.
okay, this is the hey, what do you have?
20029.85.
20. I do not have that number. I have 105-204-17.
Oh, you're adding the 2 pages together?
Yep.
Oh, sorry, I was doing that 1 page. Apologies.
You kind of threw me off.
Yeah, sorry about that. And then you still got to back out that 3645 from municipality. And I come up with 74,586.17.
James?
Yes.
74,586.17. Okay, that would be the total department request for 2025. There is no other number associated with that department. And the only other things that we have for this evening that was on the list, and I'm going to hold off on that is the supervisor's file. What number was that? Just let me start with that. Just going back over.
I mean, you would start at 10:10. So you would start at town board.
Yeah,
Basically.
So I am going to reschedule that one 10:10. And I would like for you folks to look that over and take a real good hard look at that. And we will go over that.
It would be all the supervisors' lines that we had gone over the very first meeting.
And we will start that tomorrow night. All right? Any other questions? Comments?
No.
All good? All good? All good, Sarah? Okay, make a motion to adjourn at 4:45 p.m. Got a second on the floor? All in favor? Aye. Opposed? So carried. Thank you.
Excuse me, was one of the budget meetings moved? Hello? Was one of the budget meetings moved? I can't hear a thing out here.
Yes.
To when?
It's the continuation of the supervisors for 10:10. That will do at the end of, we'll start it at the end of the budget meetings tomorrow. We have two
At the end of it.
starting at 4:30.
Thank you. I'll make sure I put that out so that people know to come.
It's